Check out this spot here where our driveway is settled. This 2 or 3 inch ditch is a result of a trench that we dug last summer. This has been a nuisance all winter. It's muddy because it's got dirt all mixed in it. As it settles, it gets rough and it holds water. But hey, I'm going to be an optimist today and use this as a way to illustrate how well this rear land leveler can level out a driveway. For the first several trips, I have it tilted forward so that those front teeth dig in. And then after I get a lot of it broken up, I tilt it back so that it's level. And that's when the material gets spread out evenly. I've used a lot of driveway maintenance tools over the years, but this one has got to be the easiest of any I've ever operated. No risk of piling up big piles at the ends of your run. Here we go again on the next section over. I've got it tilted forward so that we can break it up. And you might say, that didn't do much. Well, just be patient. This second trip over makes a huge difference. And each subsequent trip with it tilted forward like that just digs it a little bit deeper, a little bit more each time. And when I begin to see the rocks and material piling up in front of that first beam there, I know it's time for me to flatten it out. A couple of trips over it with the leveler flat, and look, the dip's gone. And you'll see that some more white rock has been brought to the surface. Of course, this area is in pretty rough condition because we dug it out like 4 foot deep. But with the work we've done here, we're ready to apply some new rock on top. And it'll only take maybe an inch or so of rock to bring this back to first-class driveway. Had I skipped this step of digging it up a little bit and leveling out those ditches, it would cost a lot more rock to get the same effect. Likewise, next time I have to work on the driveway, as long as I use this land leveler, I won't dig in much more than an inch or so. So I won't be going below this last layer of rock. You may be wondering why our driveway's in such a mess. Well, last summer we dug this trench for our geothermal lines, at least 4 foot deep, all the way from the pond to the new building. Now, right beside this, the driveway actually looks pretty good after we run the land level over it. It may need a little bit of new rock, but it could probably even do without it. Now, the earlier land leveler we had was on the front of the loader.
Right.
And I really like that one for just patching, like if I had one little hole because I could see it in front of me and all that was nice.
I've used it several times, rather enjoyed it.
Yeah, you've taken it to your house and used it.
I've used it in several different projects. So.
But one thing we noticed on that front mounted one is the easiest way to operate it if you're got a long straightaway is to go backwards.
Right, right.
And so what Heavy Hitch decided to do based on that video was, hey, why don't we make a 3-point hitch mount?
Seems like you would want to have both.
It seems like you'd want to have both.
Yes.
In fact, we almost configured our machine this way, but, well,
we made other decisions.
Yeah, we got something else to show you. We'll show in a minute. But so this one we put on the rear, and now the power top link is our only adjustment. Now we still can go backwards with that,
right,
to push rock into a hole or something. Predominantly, we'll go forward, and then we'll just use that top link adjustment to decide whether we need to dig.
Absolutely.
Dave, I think I'm going to turn you loose with this land leveler, and my recommendation would be on the hard packed driveway down here that you lean it forward as far as you can.
Okay.
Let that front row of teeth dig in.
Gotcha.
Okay, and we'll get it dug up and loose like we've got this right here. And then once you get it, I don't know if it's 1 trip, I don't know if it's 2 trips, 3 trips, whatever it takes. After all, it's tractor time, right?
Right, absolutely.
And it's a beautiful day.
I know, it's wonderful.
So you run over like that, and then once you get it to where it's nice and loose, then set it more level.
Okay.
Okay, and go back and forth. Now out at the end, there's some ruts on the left side. See if you can kind of fill those in a little bit, whether going backwards or forwards.
Yeah.
I want you to see that the first trip over on this dry, hard driveway can make it seem like you're not doing much. One of the major differences between the pull-type land leveler and the out front unit is the lack of down pressure. A 3-point hitch does not put any down pressure on the attachment. This is why Heavy Hitch has added the weight bracket, as you see here. Right now we only have 5 weights on it. I've known Dave long enough to expect that he'll be impatient and want to add more weights very soon. Hey Dave, you've had these new Isotunes, the 90 dB ones, right? These are the ones that you've had them about a week or so. Tell me.
Fantastic, totally different than the other ones. Same style and all that, but the other ones I had to have it almost max volume to be able to hear anything. And these, it's literally 2 clicks up on the volume, and it's more than perfectly adequate for me. It's covered up all the noises at work. I'm on Johnny X, which is probably our loudest tractor, arguably. and it's fine. I bumped it up to 3 just so I could hear it a little bit better, but this thing drowns out the engine noise, drowns out impacts, everything. These are awesome.
Yeah,
I really like the black versus the green, but that's just a personal preference.
well, and that's the only ones that come with the higher dB rating. There's 2 models. There's the Free 2.0 black, that's what we've got here, and then there's the Pro 3.0 black.
Okay.
And the packaging right now, it's so early on in this update, the packaging still says 85 dB. It's obvious though, isn't it?
Oh man, the first time I put them in, I was like, whoa, these are something. So
we got a few more days on this sale, 20% off everything at the store, including these models. Link in the description for that sale, and then there's a code in that at the site. You'll see it if you click the link in the description. And yeah, this is the one complaint that I've heard about this product.
yeah, and they just solved it. So,
And I find it, even on a podcast that's not recorded very, very loudly.
there's a sermon I listen to, and it's always very quiet. And I listened to it yesterday, and it was perfect. I was more than able to hear it. So very, very pleased with them.
Okay, tell me about the
So
land leveler.
she's doing good, but in your hard pack out there, it's just not digging in, and it's not an issue with the tool, it's an issue with weight.
You think
And
so?
So I'm thinking I'm going to go get some black 70s
See? Told you so.
because the 100s won't fit, and I don't want to pick them up.
Well,
Unless,
why don't
and-
we, the problem with the potential problem with the 70s is they get right down in the rocks.
Okay.
So you might want to fill it up with 40s first.
Okay. One might say that I have this weighted properly.
Oh boy.
But with our heavy hitch weight brackets, we're going to solve that little problem.
Yeah. All right. Now, can you do that? It's harder, but you did it. Amazing.
Let's see if Johnny will pick it up.
Oh, look at that.
So these extra weights really do help, and I'd recommend you putting as much weight on it as your tractor will pick up. I suspect the 70-pounders would fit, but if there's one suggestion I would have for heavy hitch, it would be to raise that bar just a little bit so the weights are never in the way of the material rolling over those beams. So adding sufficient weight is very important to how it performs. The other aspect is just going over it multiple times. You'll find that it digs deeper each time as the driveway gets broken up more and more. And yet we're not making major moves to where these rocks are located, unlike a box blade or a land plane where you drag, several hundred pounds potentially of rock from one end of your driveway to the other, and then you have this big pile that you have to figure out how to deal with. The land leveler has a good balance between its disruptive or destructive force on the driveway and the amount of damage that it causes. If it were any less aggressive, you wouldn't be able to get the job done. But if it were more aggressive, like a box blade or land plane, then you spend a lot of time trying to repair the mistakes you make while you're attempting to fix it. These teeth are not removable, and that's part of what makes this implement cost effective. They are made of AR400 steel, and for most of us, we won't ever wear them out. If you do happen to break one off or wear it out, it's easy to get a piece of AR400 steel and weld it back on, or have your local welding shop do so for you. But 2 or 3 times a year on an average-sized driveway is not going to be a problem. Here's an example of how much better that second trip does than the first. You can visually see in front of the tractor and compare it to the rear of the tractor. And yes, he's moved over just a little bit, but what we've seen consistently is that once it starts to break up, that driveway gets looser and looser, and just multiple trips over it, you do better and better. In fact, you can see on the left side right here, it's beginning to pile up in front of that beam. That's what we want to see. Now, as far as driveway conditions, there is a sweet spot for operating this unit. The first time we tried this one, there was water standing in our driveway, and the material just sort of gummed up in between those main horizontal beams. And of course, if you wait till it's really dry, you're hardly going to get any penetration into the surface at all. So choose a day where the driveway has been wet in the last day or so, and now you're seeing the surface of it dry now, and you should be ready to go. I'll be quiet for a moment and let you watch it work.
Dave, we should have shown these weight brackets when we had the snow blade on, but we didn't have them yet. And so we decided to show them today. The main purpose of these brackets, first they fit to the loader mounts, right? But the main purpose of these brackets is to add some weight to the front end when you have the blade on, or say a broom or anything, so that you can steer.
Right.
But they actually work at least somewhat good for front end ballast, don't they?
They've worked pretty good for this.
I mean, they're not quite as far forward as, say, weights on the front, but if you don't want your loader on, then you need a little front end weight.
And I kind of like not having the loader on doing this. You're able to see more, you know, you got a more visual. I know it's not necessary, but it's appreciative.
I thought maybe I could use the broom to push some of those rocks off of that berm area I've got on the sides there. I had earlier used the broom to push what few rocks that I had pushed off the driveway with the plow. Of course, I had the blade tamers, so I didn't have very many rocks. But I've got these berms that build up along the driveway due to the heavy trucks, and the dirt just kind of gets pushed out there, rocks gets pushed out there, and I don't really know how to deal with them. I could take an angle blade and cut that hump off and bring it back to the middle of the driveway, but then that's just going to be a bunch of dirt. Yeah, it's got rocks mixed in, but there's going to be dirt there too. So I'm taking the lazy approach for now, and I just keep having another load of rock delivered about once a year, and hopefully that raises enough to compensate for a while. I have multiple driveway challenges, and the solution always seems to be more rock. I have spent a lot of money on rock in the past year and a half. Some because we've dug up parts of it, as you've seen, and now we're needing to extend the driveway or the parking areas, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to put down 1 inch or maybe 2 inches right here on this part of the yard. I know some of you are probably saying you need to put down driveway fabric and you need to use a different type of rock for your base, etc., etc. My experience, at least in my soil type, is that I can just put rock right on the top of the soil without any problem. I'll put down 1 inch or 2 now, and when we get a big rain, it'll get muddy, and we'll create a few ruts in it, and then I'll put a little more on it, and it'll be fine. If I had a pile of 53s, or crusher run, as you guys call it in the East, I'd use that here, but I don't, and these clean number 8s, or 3/4 inch, will be just fine. We're still unsure of our long-term plans on how to do this front driveway area, so we're doing just a little bit of it at a time. In this case, we know that we need a little more space to get out of the big garage door here, so we'll do that for today and then see how that works. Meanwhile, Dave has got the driveway dug up enough now that he's getting some piles in front of each of those beams. So he's leveled the tool front to back, and he's doing some of the final grading on the driveway, and it's going to look good. When it's running like this, it slightly resembles a land plane, right? Those rocks are dribbling over the back of each beam, kind of like a waterfall.
Okay, so what do you think of the driveway?
I think the driveway looks pretty good. We got down in as low as we could go with it and shoot up as much as we could. There was one starting to be a pothole, and that's all filled in now. So it looks good, and we didn't have to put any stone out there.
No,
which is kind of nice.
Even at the end, you got all those ruts filled in
I'm
pretty
pretty
good?
sure I got the ruts in filled pretty good. You might want to go inspect yourself, but I would say it's good enough.
I've added a little stone over here in the ditch over here, and then these turns. Anytime you have a turn, they dish out over time.
Yep.
And you can see it if you watch a car or a truck pull out. You'll see the rock always go
right
to the outside.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happens here. We end up with puddles at the inside of every turn. So we just added a little bit of rock there and deal with it. You know, a stone driveway, or some people call them gravel driveway, they're just a lot of work, really. I mean, yeah, it's crazy expensive to have these things paved, whether it be asphalt or concrete, but
either one's expensive.
They're very expensive. Yeah, it'd be nicer.
But then are you gonna have these fun toys to play with?
Well, that's right. This is tractor time, right? So I mean,
don't think of this as work. Think of this as relaxation.
Yeah.
This is your pleasure, leisure time.
It's good stuff. Hey, these brackets and the land leveler, heavyhitch.com. Use code TTWT for 5% off. Weights you can get there too.
Nice.
Few more days on the Isotunes sale. 20% off, Dave. You don't need it though.
No, I don't, but it's
a good deal. You got an inside track.
I do have I know a guy.
You know a guy. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
You care for the land and water it. You enrich it abundantly. The streams of God are filled with water to provide the people with grain, for so you have ordained it. You drench its furrows and level its ridges. You soften it with showers and bless its crops.